Hey girls, welcome to the Heartbreak to Hot Girl podcast with your host, Natalie Vanessa. I'm so pleased to come back again. As always, this is one of my favorite things to do. Honestly, I feel like I'm liking it more than Instagram. I can't lie, don't tell the Instagram followers over there, but I love these moments that we have together. I really appreciate you. And I say it all the time, but I feel like you need to know it. You need the reassurance that I appreciate you. As you can see from the title today, we're talking about soft life versus survival mode. Can mothers really have both? And if you know anything about me, ladies, yes, we can. I have it all. Do you know what I mean? I am very much from the camp of why can't I have it all? Why can't I be everything? Why not? So that's what I want to explore today, the soft life versus survival mode. Yeah, we're really going to get into it because this is a topic I'm very passionate about because I don't think I'm your quote unquote traditional mother. Or quite often online, I see mums that are very mumsy mums, and I love that for them. But that's not me. I am a mother, part of my identity. You know, I'm a single mother, also part of my identity, but I'm also me. I'm also Natalie, and she stays at the forefront, honey. She is the main character. The motherhood, everything else like that are things that enrich who I am, but they're not who I am. Does that make sense? And I believe that you, because you listen to me, you resonate with me, that you're probably the same kind of mom, you're probably the same kind of woman. So let's talk about this soft life versus survival mode. First of all, we hear the term soft life. What does soft life actually mean? I think soft life is often mistaken for laziness or this luxurious lifestyle like, oh yeah, soft life, babe. We're going to be in Sexy Fish. We're going to be in Hakkasan. We're going to be doing our bougie dinners and going on yachts and Dubai living. Sometimes soft life isn't just that. That is a version of a soft life, but that may not be a soft life that is accessible to everyone. For many women and for myself, soft life means peace. Soft life means boundaries. Soft life means emotional safety. Because there was a time I didn't feel any of those. And I tell you, life did not feel soft. I was surviving and not thriving. I tell you that. So it's the difference between choosing ease versus escaping responsibility. I'm not here to say, babe, put your feet up. Don't worry about cooking the kids' dinner. Don't worry about doing this. You deserve a soft life. You deserve an easy life. Like, don't worry. The kids will sort themselves out. They're 5 years old. They can just make some cereal. They don't need you. That's not what I'm promoting here, guys. That is not the version of soft life that we're talking about. This is not about escaping responsibility. This is about choosing ease. This is about having a better quality life. This is about softness. This is about peace. You know me? I love me some peace. Listen. If I could bottle up some peace and sell it, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to give you guys peace. I'm trying to take my peace and how I've got it and teach you guys how to live your life more peacefully. Because there's a lot of stuff that we worry about and concern ourselves with that we don't need to do. Me, I'm so chalant in certain areas, and in other areas I'm so nonchalant. If I don't need to know, if it doesn't concern me, I don't care. I'm not stressing myself with it. And that's the whole thing about choosing ease. It's an active choice, you know. You are in control to choose ease. But let's go back to single motherhood. Let's go back to the survival mode that we sometimes default to. We see the single motherhood struggle. We see the motherhood struggle. We see the struggle of being a woman in this society. And some people, I feel, embody that. I feel they relish in it. That is their badge of honor. Look at me. I'm such an amazing mum because I put myself last. I put my kids first. I don't get my hair done. I don't do my nails because do you know what? I'm all for the children. Them, and never me. That is not inspiring, ladies. That is not something I aspire to be like. God forbid I ever put myself last. I'm putting myself first. Because I've mentioned on previous episodes, you putting yourself first as a mother is putting your kids first too. Do you see what I mean? It works hand in hand. A mother that chooses herself is also choosing her kids because you are elevating your life and creating an environment for yourself is creating a better environment for your children. There is no glory in struggling. There is no glory in not sleeping. There is no glory in looking a mess. Please, when you see someone looking like what they're going through, no one's clapping. No one's like, wow, look at you, so strong. We're looking at you with pity, like, oh dear, is she all right? She doesn't look like she's really coping well. No one's looking at you like, yes, go mum. No. So stop living in that survival mode. But I understand why we can get there. As single mothers, we have extra financial pressures. We don't have the luxury or, the opportunity to have another person in the household to bring in income. It falls on our shoulders. And that, I will acknowledge, is a big weight to carry, especially in this economy, especially with the way prices are rising, the cost of petrol, I don't really like to talk about that stuff because I never like to put my focus on scarcity and, how much things cost. Like, I couldn't tell you how much the price of bread is compared to the price of milk. I go into a shop and I pick up what I need because that's what I need. If I need petrol, what am I going to do if the petrol's gone too expensive? I need petrol, so I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna put the petrol in my car. Anyways, I digress. But I understand that there are financial pressures that come with single motherhood, and I don't want to downplay that for a second, because we know that if your finances are not right, it affects your mental health, your physical health, and everything. So I get it, guys. Like, don't feel like I'm exempt from it. I've gone through some serious financial difficulties, and I just thank God through it all, I kept my head and I didn't lose my mind, and that I was able to still feed my kids and still house my kids, because it can get a lot. So shout out, and I'll take this time to shout out and commend every single mother that is doing it on their own with no child support, no support from anyone, or minimal support, or you might even be getting financial support, but this economy is tough and things are still tough. I'm commending you for still showing up. And even though you might feel like you're not doing amazing or you could do more, you're already here and you're already showing up every single day. And that is something to be proud of. So please be proud of yourself, because it's incredibly, incredibly difficult. There are people without children, without responsibilities that are struggling. You have responsibilities. Yes, you're struggling, but you're coping. And that's something to be so proud of. Let's talk about the mental load of parenting. Just the whole scheduling of like the children's stuff. Like, does anyone find that at children's school, like the homework they give these days, you can't expect a 6-year-old to do this homework on their own. I'm going to be the one doing the homework. And I don't have the time to cook, clean, look after 2 kids and do the homework. It's a lot. And then on top of that, they've got different days where, you've got World Book Day. You might have, I don't know, dress up as a dinosaur day. They just be adding days in. I said, give us a break. Like, one thing that's coming up at the moment is Easter bonnet parade. It's cute, but now we've got to make an Easter hat. Do you think I've got time? But we do it every year and we show up. Like, we actually do a good job. But still, that's the mental load that comes with it. And this tends to fall on the primary parent. And the primary parent is usually the mother in most cases. So it's all of that on top of your own life, running the household, making sure your food shop's delivered on time, that you stocked the fridge and the cupboard, and you've washed the clothes in time for school, you've packed the bag and you've done the lunches. Like, it is so much. And I don't think people really understand that mental load until they're there. People offer their support, and obviously we appreciate people that support us. But until you are fully responsible in the driving seat, you have no idea of the mental load that comes with being the primary parent. It is heavy. It is a lot. And there are women that are not only just doing that, they're also business owners and entrepreneurs and absolutely bossing other aspects of their life on top of the mental load of being a single parent. So shout out to those women, because it is a lot and you're carrying it. And I appreciate you. I appreciate myself. We have to appreciate each other. The lack of support system as well can keep you in survival mode. I get that some people don't have childcare. Some people are doing it completely on their own, solo parenting. Like, they get no respite from their children, no break. It's them and their kids 24/7. And while I can empathize, I can't completely relate, because I have my mum who's amazing. My kids do go to see their dad every other weekend. And if I really have something to do, I have childcare to do that. But I know there are some mums that do not have that option. And I do want to do a separate episode on that, like how you can make sure that you can keep your mental health, keep your mind right, even though you're around your children all the time, because I know it can put you into a space that makes you feel like you're not winning, because it is tough. It's round the clock. It's relentless. Your kids don't care if you got a headache. They don't care if you didn't sleep the night before. When they want something, they need it now, and they need it instantly. And that is it's a heavy, I don't want to say burden, but it's a heavy weight to carry, and that can keep us in survival mode. But I do think with careful planning, forward thinking, being really clear on your boundaries, especially with your kids. So we talk about boundaries, but sometimes we don't have boundaries with our children. We let our children run us ragged. Now, who's in control? We are the parent in the household. We need to make sure that we are setting those boundaries for ourselves and also teaching them to have boundaries also. That's another thing I need to pick up on. But lack of support systems, can keep you in that survival mode mentality. And feeling like you always have to be the strong one. And I had to really pause and marinate on that point, because I definitely fall into that character. I often am referred to the strong one, and I am fiercely strong, but I'm also a soft babe, guys. I also like cuddles. Do you know what I mean? I like to be treated like a baby. Like, I am a baby girl. But I am in a position that I have no other option but to be strong. Because if I'm not strong, my kids may not eat. I may not eat. Like, things have to be done. So we have to be strong. But I guess it's allowing ourselves to be soft when it's safe to do so and when it's necessary to do so. It's not about being strong in those moments where we actually just need to be, I don't want to say weak, we need to be soft. So there is that pressure to always appear perfect, to always appear put together. I mean, the majority of the time we can be that, but then some days you might not reach that standard, and that's okay. But just don't make it your everyday. I hate to see mums that are just look like they're being dragged through the bush backwards every day. Like I said, I get an off day, but your standard is... Anyways, let's not get into that. So if you're wondering if you're in survival mode, it probably looks like constant exhaustion, no time for yourself, feeling like you're being pulled here and there, feeling like your kids are running the show. Because we know if we let the kids run the show, they will. You wouldn't have a moment to yourself. You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't be able to think, because they're literally dragging you in different directions. Always problem solving and firefighting. And I've got so much content I want to get out, because we need to stop firefighting. We need to stop responding to everything. We need to stop making decisions in the moment. We need to do forward planning. We need to plan ahead. Yes, there's some things that may crop up on the day, but even small things like setting up the uniform the night before, preparing the lunches the night before, mentally walking yourself through the week and doing all the things that you can do in this moment. Because there's some things you can only do on the day, like you brush your teeth, you got to do that on the day. But anything that can be planned ahead of time, get in the habit of doing it, because it removes that decision fatigue in that moment of you choosing, okay, what do I do here? And kids, like I said, are unpredictable. They will come, they might have tantrums, they might, they're kids, right? So if we can make sure if we control what we can control, it allows space for that chaos to happen, but it won't impact us as much because we've planned for the chaos to happen. Do you understand where I'm going with it? So let's stop the firefighting. Let's pre-plan. Let's put a bit of discipline in. There are things that we can do to help support us, maybe meal planning, batch cooking, all of that stuff. And I'm preaching to myself, like, this is stuff that I need to implement more on, but that will just remove a lot of the issues that we face during the week. So we've spoken about the survival mode, but is the soft life even accessible for single mothers? Is the soft life actually attainable? Like, when we think about it, this is all nice. I'm sat here, my kids are not here at the moment. I can definitely live a soft life when they're not here, because I can get up when I want to. I can go to the gym when I want to. I can organize my life around whatever I want to do. But is the soft life actually realistically accessible for the single mother? And I think it's something that we have to really talk about, and it would be really good to hear your opinions on this. But I do feel like there's different, I don't want to say levels of single mother in terms of, there are better single mothers, but there's different categories of single mothers. You've got single mothers that might be very wealthy, well off, great support network. They may not experience the survival mode of things, because they have a support network, they have the finances, they have the resources to enable them to live that soft life. Then on the other end of the spectrum, we have, the solo mum that might not just, like, they don't have support, but there also might be financial issues as well. So it's like there's no choice but for them to live in survival mode, because that's the situation that they're in. But the message that I get across to everyone, no matter what stage or what category of single mom you're in, there is always something you can do to improve your life. Now, that may not look the same as the mum that's got loads of money and a support network, but it is something. If you start to train your mind and change how you think, and stop thinking that, okay, I can't do this because I'm a single mum, and start to ask your question in your mind, how can I do this as a single mum? Your brain is very powerful. Your brain is very smart. You ask your brain a question. We've got our own AI up here, guys. I think we're forgetting this. You ask your brain a question, your brain then starts to get to work. It may not be instant, but if you ask yourself, how can I live more of a soft life as a single mum? How can I do it? You will come up with the answers. Your brain will start to look for things and scan things in your environment, might direct you into certain things to read, to watch, to understand. And you'll be like, oh, actually, yeah, to make my life a bit easier on Monday mornings, maybe I could put out the clothes before. Maybe I could wake up half an hour earlier just to have a moment to myself, to meditate, to read, and to do whatever I want to do. Maybe it's just small tweaks that you need to make that make the world a difference. Sometimes we think we've got to like overhaul our lives. Like we've got to start going hard, like going to work out 5-6 days a week, doing our affirmations 6 hours a day, praying, Like sometimes it is just, like I said, maybe work out 10 minutes earlier than you usually do. And don't pick up your phone and scroll on social media, and have a moment to yourself. Make your favorite cup of tea, or put on your favorite perfume, or something that just makes you feel good. Those little small changes over time will add up. And once you've achieved that little small change, you could be like, oh, actually, I could probably do a bit more now. But starting with the question of, how can I make my life more soft? How can I have more of a soft life as a single mum? Is a great starting point. And I can't give you the answer. I've suggested a few things there, but soft life is different for everyone. And remember at the beginning, I said the soft life that we're talking about is choosing ease. It's not about luxury. It's not about going all to these fancy places. It's not even about getting more money at this point. It is about creating ease in our life, which leads to peace, which leads to emotional stability, which ultimately makes us better mothers and impacts our children in a positive way. Do we see the knock-on effect? And all you have to do is start with the question, how can I have more of a soft life as a single mother? And your brain will do the rest. I promise you. Keep asking the questions. I do it all the time. I'm like, how can I make more money? How can I make more money? How can I have more time to myself? How can I show up more for my people? Ask yourself these questions and listen to what the answers are. Listen to when the answers come up, because it won't happen instantly. Like I said, you might ask yourself the question, you go for a run, you go for a walk, an idea pops into your head, but your brain's been processing all that time. So just be very wary of your thoughts, your body, what you're doing, your habits, everything, and you will get the answers. You will. So like we've mentioned already, soft life is about redefining. We're redefining the idea of soft life right now. Instead of luxury, it might just look like I have boundaries now with my ex-partner. He can't call me at any time of day. I'm so sorry, because that removes the ease in my life. I was going to say dis-ease. Is that dis-ease? Is that a word? Disease? You know what I'm trying to say? The opposite of ease, whatever that is. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So creating those boundaries around ex-partners, boundaries around your kids. Do you know what I mean? If you are feeling so burnt out one day, it is okay to maybe allow your kids on the iPad or watch the TV screens, or to do something that you wouldn't necessarily always let them do, so you can have a moment of ease. Do you get it? It's not big things that you need to do, but it's about prioritizing that ease, that peace, so that you can be okay. It's the bare minimum, Some other examples might be saying no to overextending yourself. Saying no in general. Practice saying no. So just say no. Say it now. Say no. Someone comes and asks you, can you do, don't even let them finish. No. They might be like, oh gosh, why is she like that? Just practice saying no, because people will use and abuse you as much as they can. And some people, they're not like malicious or evil, but I think the way that humans are naturally wired, we're going to try and get as much as we can out of a situation. We are. We're going to try and get as much out of people as we can. And if people are coming to you and asking you all the time and now have labeled you as, oh, Nat is always the one to say yes, they will go back there because they know what they're going to get. Switch it up on them. Say no. Even if you can do it. No, sorry, I'm not available. That's it. Stop overextending yourself, because there is no honor in that. There is no respect in that. As soon as you overextend yourself, as soon as you say no to yourself and yes to someone else, people lose respect for you. They see it. They see, okay, this person doesn't prioritize themselves. So anytime I need something, I know this girl's going to say yes. I know she's going to stop everything in her schedule, in her life, and she's going to come and help me. Which, yes, it's nice to help people, but never help people at the expense of yourself. I only show up on these podcasts and extend myself and provide help to others because I pour into myself. I consume content that inspires me, empowers me, and enriches me. I read stuff that builds up my spirit and everything so that I can pour out to you. I'm not going to come on this mic. I'm not going to come on this internet if I've got nothing to say and nothing to give. You're not going to get anything from me that I can't give to myself. These conversations that I have now, best believe I talk to myself in the car and I preach at myself and encourage myself the same way that I encourage you guys. So I say all this to say, don't overextend yourself. Don't put yourself last to put other people first. And I know motherhood, womanhood in general, always seems to be about self-sacrifice, that we need to compromise. Like somehow our softness is linked to us suffering. I don't know if you've clocked that. Like our femininity is linked to us suffering. It's linked to us not putting ourselves first and putting other people first, usually men. And we're not doing that because we know how that ends. It doesn't end well. Okay? So if you don't get anything else from this podcast today, please stop overextending yourself. Stop saying yes to everything. It's not everything and everyone you need to say yes to. There's not every room that you need to be in. It's not every opportunity you need to take. You need to really assess what is going to be good for you and what is best for you. Mic drop. Let's shut down this episode right now. I'm joking. I'm not finished. Stay tuned. Protect your energy. We hear it all the time, but what does it mean to protect your energy? And it's stuff that we spoke about before. Boundaries are going to protect your energy. Saying no is going to protect your energy. Removing yourself from situations that drain you is going to protect your energy. Protecting your energy looks selfish. To the person that has always been a people pleaser, being empathetic, I'm here with you. I am that girl. It's going to feel so mean. It's going to feel so cruel. It's going to feel evil at some point, but it's what you have to do. People respect people that respect themselves. And if you don't respect yourself and you're always saying no to yourself and yes to other people, people lose respect for you. And I'm sorry, we're showing up as respectful women now. We're not showing up as women that bend for everyone, that say yes to everything, that are nice. I've really got it's like I've got a trauma around the word, I've got a trigger around the word nice. I hate it. I hate the word nice. If you call me a nice girl, I'm not going to receive it well. Don't call me that. I'm a good woman, but not a nice girl. The niceness side of things, it is stuff like I spoke about before, saying yes to people, just putting yourself last. We're not there anymore. It's time for us to be mean. It's time for us to be selfish. And I hope people listening to this are not going to take my message out of context and think I am encouraging women to go out there and be horrible to other people. But no, if you need to be horrible to other people because they're trying to take advantage, I fully support that. But being mean to people for no reason and disrespecting people for no reason, that doesn't sit well with me. But if you've got people that are trying to take advantage of you, that are trying to manipulate you, be mean. Don't be nice. Set your boundaries, be firm, be strict. And if they don't like it, they can just jog on. Do you know what I mean? Another way you can do this soft life stuff is just creating small pockets of peace. So I know there are mums that don't get a lot of respite from their kids, like I've mentioned, but creating small pockets of peace can really help stabilize you after an emotionally charged day, or you're feeling really dysregulated. Little moments of joy, little moments of peace can really help add that balance. And I believe I've spoken about this in one episode before, but about protective spaces. So my children are not really allowed in my room. It's especially on my bed. That is the one place in this flat where I want it to be child free. I want it to be an adult only space that is mummy space. And at first I thought, am I being cruel? Am I being unkind? But no, the children have the rest of their flat. I've got 2 floors on my flat. They got upstairs, they got downstairs, they got their room, they got the bathroom, everywhere. They got the kitchen. They've got their stuff there. This is my one space for me to just be free from the children. And if you can create that space in your apartment, then do that. So it might not be physical space that you can create, but you can create mental space and pockets of peace. So maybe it's taking yourself off a bit and doing, some breathing exercises, or, meditate or something. Whatever that moment of peace looks like for you, even if it's 5 minutes, learn to incorporate it in your day. And like I said before, maybe it's a case of just waking up 10 minutes earlier before the children wake up, for you to have that moment of silence and peace and for you to refocus your mind. Be intentional with this, ladies. This is not, you can't have the life that you want by just waking up and doing the same things that you've done over the years. If you intentionally want to be better and do better, you have to make some changes to your current lifestyle. If it hasn't been working up until this point, let's switch it up. Maybe just implement one of the things I suggested today and let me know how you get on. Like I said, these are not big changes. I'm not telling you to go and, book into a spa, go to Champneys or wherever else these nice bougie spas are. I'm not telling you to spend money. I'm telling you to think of things that you can do at home in your own space that don't cost you anything. It doesn't even cost you a lot of time. I'm not even telling you to meditate for 6 hours. I'm saying wake up 10 minutes earlier, 15, 20 minutes earlier. You can do it. If you want to do it, you can do it. And it's the thing, if you want your life to be more soft, more at ease, more peace, you have to be intentional. There's no other way around it. The world is chaotic. Children are chaotic. Family life can be chaotic. You have control to create peace and ease. And this is the message I'm trying to get across to the women that listen to me. You have more control over your life than you think. Don't let things just happen to you. Don't be firefighting all the time. Take control of your life and say, I want to make it better because I said it's going to be better. I deserve for it to be better. This situation is not ideal. I know a lot of us did not plan to be single mothers. A lot of us didn't plan to do this motherhood on our own. But here, this is where we're at. And instead of us sticking in the victimhood, instead of us not taking action and trying to better ourselves, we have to, as women, we need to take control of our lives. As people, if there are men watching this, because I know men tune in, men are inspired by my message. It is really a universal message. I know I really do speak directly to the single moms because you guys have my heart, like we're in this together. But I know my message is universal. So if you are not a mother listening to this, if you're not even female or a woman listening to this, the message is universal. Take control of your life, be intentional with it, and believe that you can live a better life. And again, it doesn't have to be money, fast cars, yachts, Dubai. It could just be that at the end of the day, you don't feel burnt out. Do you know how much of a luxury that is? Do you know how much of a privilege that is? How valuable that is to finish your day and not feel burnt out? Listen, try it. Make these small changes this week. Let me know how you get on. And in doing so, implementing this stuff, it's breaking the cycle. Do you understand? We've seen our parents struggle. We've seen our mothers struggle. Some of us have come from single parent households and the cycle seems to be continuing, but we don't have to continue it in the same sense of, yeah, we saw mum always exhausted. We saw her working around the clock. We saw that she didn't look after herself. She didn't dress well. She didn't do this. I mean, not my mum. I'm sorry. That's not my mum's story. My mum kept things together. I can't lie. But there might be some mums, and no shame to it. Like, we do the best that we can do. But you might have had a mother or seen mothers that were struggling through no fault of their own. Do you know, we're in a different age now. Through no fault of their own. They probably didn't know better and how to do better. But we've seen that. We don't have to live that again. With all that we have available to us, all the technology, resources, things that we have at our fingertips, ChatGPT, we don't have to struggle. We can use these resources and tools to help us plan. If you don't know what to do, ask GPT, how can I make my life a bit easier with motherhood, or put your schedule in there of what you need to do for the week and let GPT sort it out if you want to. There are so many resources and tools, and this is what I'm trying to empower you to understand that the control is in your hands, that you can make this change. And in making that change, you are modeling this to your children. And you're showing your kids that mothers deserve rest too. Mothers deserve rest as well. You're breaking the cycle where women are expected to sacrifice everything. We're not here to sacrifice anymore. We're not. We're here to show up as women, embodying our softness, our femininity, and also our strength. But we're not doing it at the expense of ourselves anymore. We're not. You're modeling healthy boundaries. You're setting up your kids for a great future. You're teaching them that burnout is not a badge of honor. Working around the clock is not something to aspire to. You're teaching them healthy habits that will see them live a high quality life. So moving from survival mode to stability, we've kind of already touched upon it. So building community and support networks. And I'm really pleased that is exactly what I'm doing on this platform. And I will do a small plug here with my Heartbreak to Hot Girl WhatsApp community. Again, it's just women that resonate with my story, with my content. They're all in a WhatsApp group. They can talk, share things, and speak to each other. So building community and support networks, even within your own spaces, I encourage you to do that. If you know other mums, other women that are going through similar things, build that community. Not a space to trauma bond, by the way, not a space to wallow in your pity, a place for empowerment, a place for inspiring conversations, a place that feels safe for women to express how they feel, but not in a victimhood way, but in a way of, this is me, this is where I'm at, and I want to be better and I want to move forward. Create those networks within yourself. And if you can't, we do have meetups, and I will have a lot more meetups happening this year and other social things. So lock in, just make sure you're following me, guys. I'll do a little plug here. My socials are natalievanessa.x. That's natalievanessa.x on Instagram and TikTok. Follow me over there so you can keep up to date with what's happening, because as much as I do this online, this ain't the end goal. It's about real life community support networks. We want to be on the ground. I want to see some of you in real life, look you in your eye, hug you and tell you, girl, you got this. I got you, you got me. We're in this together and we're going to rise. So practical steps are community. It can be online, in person. Financial planning and independence. I really want to start doing some more content around finance. Not me, but the people that are the experts, to teach us and help us with budgeting and stuff like that. We don't have to struggle. Some things are just quick fixes, or some things we just need to tweak what we're doing, or it might even be a mindset shift when it comes to money. But all of that can help. Therapy can help. Healing from burnout. If you can afford therapy, please go into it. If you can invest into therapy, please do it. Find the money and do it if you can, because it transformed my life. I was in therapy for about 18 months. I am the woman that I am today because of many things, but therapy was a big factor, massive factor in creating, or not even creating, I was always this woman, but allowing me to embody and be this woman today. I know myself fully. I know my mind. I know my brain. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I know myself. And therapy does that for you. Create the routines to reduce stress, okay? A little bit of planning goes a long way. Sometimes let's take up the decision of life, like the little small decisions. There's this thing called decision fatigue, which I mentioned earlier in the podcast. But we get tired from making decisions. Either way, remove that friction. Reduce the amount of decisions you need to make in the moment. Plan ahead. It reduces stress. And I'm learning this because the other day I had a speaking engagement and I didn't plan my outfit before, and I was trying on different outfits. And what did I end up doing? The top that I did want to wear, what did I end up doing, guys? I ended up ripping it because I was rushing to put it on. Had I planned my outfit before, I wouldn't have been rushing. I would have been taking my time to put it on, and I wouldn't have ripped it. Anyways, I ended up wearing an outfit I didn't want to wear. The point is, plan ahead of time. It reduces your stress and it creates more ease for the soft girls. So maybe the real soft life for mothers isn't about luxury. It's about finally feeling safe, supported, and not having to carry everything alone. Let's remember, although our experience feels like we're on our own, because a lot of the time we are on our own with our children, there is a wider community out there of mums, women who get your story. Your situation isn't just unique to you. I promise you there is someone else out there going through the same thing, maybe even worse. And it is for us to seek out these people to create community with, to strengthen, to help lift each other up, because this life is tough and sometimes we don't have the strength to lift ourselves up, but the strength of the community can come together and lift each other up. And that is what I'm trying to do on this platform. Not trying, let me correct myself. That is what I am doing on this platform. I'm empowering and inspiring women, and I know it's having an impact. You reach out to me, I read all your messages. I have love for you, but community, that's what it's about. I'm going around the houses, but it's about community, strength, coming together. So if you resonated with this episode, please share it with another lady. Please share it with another mom or woman that you feel would benefit from hearing this kind of advice. Maybe this mom is a bit burnt out. Maybe she doesn't put herself first. Maybe you know that she could do a bit more for herself. Send her this episode as a way to say, I see you, I care about you, and we want you to be better. We want you to make some changes, and we're here to support. I'm here to support you girls. You guys support me. You encourage me along my journey. You hold me accountable, and I love you guys for that. So look after yourself, girls. Stay hot as always, and I'll see you next week. Bye.